to memorize all the players' names, not because she was a particular fan of those sports, but because she surmised, correctly I believe, that members of the football and basketball teams would be the key tastemakers in the Abraham Lincoln High School social scene. And back then, she was still interested in keeping abreast of that scene. This was prior to Shayna becoming best friends with Bronwyn O'Tula Tierney and entering her age of skepticism, as our father Lyle calls it. We haven't discussed it in so many words at home, but I would say that my sister has moved further in the last year or so to what I'd call an age of nihilism. Sleeping all day, staying out late, greasy hair, plummeting grades, glowering. I wonder if this state of existence rings a bell for you, Kurl, if you're repeating courses this year? Did you have an age of nihilism? What comes after it? Anyhow, I have a very clear memory of these team pictures. I was 12 years old and would assist Shayna by quizzing her on the players' names, so I would probably still be able to greet many of those boys by name if I met them in the hall. But of course, most of them have graduated by now. You were one of the younger players at the time. I suppose you would have been a sophomore, one of the little jerk-offs you mentioned in your letter. I remember your picture in particular because you were one of only 2 boys who played on both the football and basketball teams. Adam Kurlansky, the photo's caption read, but Shayna referred to you as Kurl. Hearing my sister say it, there was a kind of reverence in her voice, or at least a deep respect. I immediately sensed the power that a good nickname conferred upon its bearer. I've been JoJo to Shayna and Lyle on and off since I was a baby, but that was obviously not going to suffice in the context of high school. I began testing out possible new nicknames for myself. I asked my father to call me Kirk from that day forward. Lyle was really generous about it, but after attempting it for a day or two, he said it was too strange for him, because Hopkirk is his last name too. When Shayna caught wind of my nickname quest, she informed me that it doesn't work that way, that one never, ever gives oneself a nickname, that one has to simply be admired and beloved enough for a nickname to magically and spontaneously be granted by one's peers. And even back then, even in 7th grade, I knew I would never be cool enough to warrant a nickname. So Jonathan it is. Or J.O., I suppose. A confession. I saw your dear little J.O., and for approximately 5 seconds before noticing your asterisk and dropping my eyes to the middle of the letter, I did imagine it might be a pet name for Jonathan. Nonsensical, of course. Why would you give a nickname to someone you have never even met? I just asked Ms. Kang if I could finish this letter at home and deposit it in her mailbox first thing tomorrow morning. She said that although I'm always welcome to write additional and/or supplementary letters in my spare time, I have to turn this one in now to avoid the perils of lost or reconsidered correspondence, as she put it. She smiled in a secretive way when she said it, so I suspect she was quoting from one of her favorite 18th century novels. My apologies for the abrupt ending, Kurl. From Ms. Kang's list of acceptable sign-offs on the blackboard, I will choose the one that resonates most closely with my personal philosophy, something I will have to explain in a future letter. Yours truly, Jonathan Kirk Hopkirk. I know. I just can't quite pull it off, can I?
Wednesday, September 2. Dear little J.O., I had to laugh when I read your letter. Is this the way you actually talk? Or is it a special style you use for writing? A style of long sentences and lots of commas? I guess I didn't really answer any of the about me questions on the board last time. I should warn you up front about myself. I mean, I wrote enough last time, but not really any of the right things. And then just now, after I read your letter, for about 10 minutes, I was just sitting here. The rain coming down the window reminded me of this 1 week last month in summer training. I'm going to guess that you do not play football. I mean, judging from your letter, all that stuff about nicknames and personal philosophy, whatever that is. I probably would have heard of your name, at least if you did play football. I know most of the junior team by name. So they do this summer training for the senior team like a boot camp, and this 1 week it wouldn't quit raining. I remember my shoulder pads got this sad basement smell to them, and my cleats croaked. I mean, they literally croaked like frogs every step I took. And no matter what we tried, every play Coach Samuels called ended up in a pile of mud-coated slippery bodies.